Om Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Sri Guru Samhita, the legend of the Supreme Guru, original in Marathi as Sri Guru Charitra by Sri Gangadhara Saraswati, composition in Sanskrit by His Holiness Sri Vasudevananda Saraswati, also known as Tembe Maharaj. This translation into English is provided by Dr. Narasimhaswamy Banavara. Chapter 48. The devoted farmer obtains the fruits of his devotion. Salutations to Lord Ganapati, salutations to Lord Dattatreya. 1. Guru Siddha said, O Navadharaka, I am indeed very happy to be relating to you the divine Guru Charitra. Listen carefully. 2. While the Supreme Guru was in Gandharva, his fame spread far and wide. The Supreme Guru had a devotee who was a Shudra man. I shall tell you his story now. 3. Every day the Supreme Guru would go to the Sangama of the rivers Bhima and Amaraja for his daily rituals. On his way to the Sangama, he would encounter a farmer who was busy tilling his land. 4. Seeing the Supreme Guru approaching, the farmer would run to the Supreme Guru, prostrate himself before the Supreme Guru with complete devotion, and then proceed to his farm. 5. He would do the same again in the afternoon when the Supreme Guru would return to his matha, that is monastery. Thus he was exhibiting his profound devotion to the Supreme Guru for several days. 6. The all-knowing Supreme Guru would keep quiet even though the farmer was saluting him every day. He did not speak a word. Thus several days passed. 7. One day, fortune smiled upon the farmer. As the farmer was saluting him, the Supreme Guru smiled and said, O farmer, why do you take the trouble of saluting me every day? 8. What is your mind's desire? Tell me clearly. Then the farmer folded his hands and politely said, O Lord, may the harvest in my land be rich and full. That is my desire. 9. Then the Supreme Guru asked, What have you sown in your land? The farmer replied, O Lord, for the most part I have sown corn, that is maize. They have almost become ripe. Everything is due to your mercy. 10. Since I have been saluting you every day, my harvest is rich and ripe. The pods are beginning to break. With your rituals and your blessings, in a month I should be able to harvest all these crops. Then my family can enjoy these fruits for several months. 11. O Lord, please come to my farm and shower it with your kind mercy. Please do not ignore me as I am a Shudra. You are the protector of the whole world. 12. Upon his request, the Supreme Guru went to his farm and looked at the crops. Then he addressed the farmer thus, O farmer, if you have complete faith in me, if you firmly believe in my words, I shall tell you something. 13. I shall tell you only if you firmly make up your mind and accept to do my bidding with complete devotion. You have to be steadfast in your decision. Understand what? Will you do as I say? 14. Then the farmer said, O Lord, order me. The words of the Supreme Guru delivers us from this world. I have no other opinion. You are omniscient. You are the witness for everything in this universe. I shall definitely follow your command to the word. 15. The Supreme Guru said, All right then. By the time I come back in the afternoon after completing my rituals, harvest the entire crop in this land. Do not consider the fact that some of the crop is not yet ripe. 16. Saying this, the Supreme Guru went to the Sangama for his bath. The farmer decided to do as the Supreme Guru had commanded him. 17. He went to the village and met with the owner of the land. He said, O master, please fix the taxes on the harvest and prepare the contract papers just like you did last year. 18. Then the owner of the land said, This year the harvest is very rich. Therefore, I cannot prepare the tax contract like the previous year. 19. Then the farmer politely said, I shall pay you twice the amount that I paid last year. Saying this, he signed the contract papers. 20. There was a mutual understanding between the two. The farmer then boldly summoned his workers and happily began to harvest all the crops. 21. Seeing this, the farmer's wife, children, and other relatives tried to stop him, but the farmer warded them off with stones. He did not listen to a word they said. He continued the cutting of the crops. 22. When his children came to stop him, the farmer beat his children with stones as well. All of them were frightened. They ran to the main gates of the village and went to the owner. They complained, This farmer is acting like a devil. 23. He is foolishly cutting all the crops that are not yet ripe for harvest. If we try to stop him, he is hitting us with stones. 24. He is doing this task of cutting all the crops following that ascetic's words. If we just wait one more month, all the crops will be ready and ripe for harvest. Now everything is becoming a waste. 25. The owner of the land said, Let him do whatever he wants. He has already signed a contract stating that he will pay twice the amount of grains he paid last year in taxes. 26. But the farmer's family requested the owner to do something to stop the farmer from his foolishness. Heeding the request, the owner sent a messenger to the farmer. The farmer sent back a reply, I shall pay you according to the contract. If necessary, I shall pay you with the grains that I have in my silo. 27. The messenger returned to the owner and relayed the message. Finally, the farmer himself went to the owner and said, O master, why are you afraid? 28. If you still do not have confidence in me, I shall tie my cows in front of your house as collateral. I shall honor the terms of my contract. Thus he assured the owner. 29. Hearing his words, the owner thought to himself, this farmer has lots of grains in his silo. Why should I worry? Let him do whatever he wants. So the owner kept quiet. 30. Meanwhile, the farmer cut all his crops, set the sickles aside, and patiently waited for the arrival of the Supreme Guru. He remained there calmly, contemplating on the Supreme Guru. 31. As soon as the Supreme Guru arrived there, the farmer showed him the heap of crop that had just been cut. Seeing the heap, the Supreme Guru said, Alas, O farmer, why did you unnecessarily cut off all these crops? 32. I said this to you in jest, yet you took my word seriously and did as I said. Then the farmer said, Say as you please, your words are Kamadhenu to me. 33. Then the Supreme Guru said, O farmer, you will attain the fruits appropriate to your devotion. O devotee, do not worry. 34. Thus blessing him, the omniscient Supreme Guru proceeded towards the village. Then the devotee farmer returned to his home as well. 35. All the people of the village came to him and reprimanded him. They said, O fool, what did you do without thinking? The farmer's wife cried a lot and chided him, saying, You destroyed the food that your family could eat for an entire year. 36. The farmer comforted everyone, saying, Do not worry, everything will be all right. The words of the Supreme Guru are like Kamadhenu, the all-wish fulfilling celestial cow. Only fools do not believe in his words. 37. The Lord shall grant thousandfold for every grain here. I shall definitely obtain infinite fruits. I am not at a loss. My mind is steadfast. 38. I have full faith in the Supreme Guru. He is not a common human being. The ascetic is Lord Shiva himself. He looked at my future destiny and therefore commanded me to cut all the crops. 39. When the complete mercy of the Supreme Guru is upon a person, why should he fear poverty? Why should he be afraid of anything? I have obtained an invaluable treasure in the Supreme Guru. 40. Thus the farmer narrated the philosophical essence of the advice of the Supreme Guru to his wife and children, friends and relatives, and the other villagers. The farmer remained happy. He always looked far into the future. He never worried about anything. Everyone became quiet. 41. 8 days passed. Suddenly a strange chilling wind began to blow. As a result of that excessive chill, all the crops were destroyed. 42. All the crops in every field in all the surrounding regions were destroyed. Then as soon as the sun moved into the Moola star, terrible untimely rains began to pour. 43. All the crops that were ready for the harvest were all destroyed. As a result of the rains, new shoots began to grow in the farmer's fields. 11 shoots began to grow around each stalk of grain that had been cut some days ago. 44. Soon the shoots began to grow very well. It was a pleasure to see the lush and dense crop in the forest, in the farm. Everyone was pleasantly surprised to see this. 45. The farmer's wife was overwhelmed with joy. She came and worshipped the new crops. She looked at the lush crops and became extremely happy. 46. She fell at the feet of the husband and saluted him. Then with sweet and loving words she begged for forgiveness. She said, My dear husband, please forgive my rash and rude behavior. 47. I was an ignorant fool. Without any limits to my words, I criticized you with harsh and evil language. I also criticized the divine Supreme Guru. O love of my life, please forgive me. 48. Saying this, she held on to her husband's feet. Thus, she obtained her husband's forgiveness. Later, she worshipped the deity of the farm. Then both of them thought in their minds to go and serve the Supreme Guru. 49. The farmer went to the Supreme Guru with his wife, where she begged forgiveness from the Supreme Guru. Then both husband and wife worshipped the Supreme Guru with profound devotion. The Supreme Guru looked at them and said, This is indeed a surprise. 50. Then the farmer and his wife said, O Lord, O Supreme Guru, you are indeed Kamadhenu, the all-wish fulfilling celestial cow. You are the God of gods. You are our family deity. 51. Your words are like Amrita, the elixir of life. Your feet are like Chintamani. All our desires have been fulfilled. Both of us seek refuge in you. 52. O Bhaktavatsala, friend of the devotee, your fame and your titles are spread far and wide. We have witnessed your divine miracles with our own eyes. Saying this, they praised the Supreme Guru and saluted his lotus feet. 53. The farmer's wife then performed Arati, that is the divine light, for the Supreme Guru and praised him with several hymns. The Supreme Guru was very pleased. He blessed the couple, saying, "May Goddess Lakshmi, that is the goddess of wealth, reside in your home eternally." 54. Then the farmer and his wife obtained the Supreme Guru's permission and returned home. After a month, the crops ripened and were ready to be harvested. 55. The farmer obtained 100 times more than the grains that he had obtained in the previous year. He called the owner and showed the heaps of grains in the fields. 56. The farmer said, "O master, we have received a lot of good grain this year. I shall give you half of this grain." 57. Then the owner said, "O farmer, this is not right. The contract says that you will pay twice the amount of grains that you paid last year. Now you have received 100 times the grains that you received last year." 58. Therefore you offer to give me half that grain. But I should also behave according to my words. I should not stray from the path of dharma, that is righteousness. I am not greedy. 59. You have acquired the blessings of the Supreme Guru. Therefore you have obtained this excellent harvest. Take the grains home happily and live comfortably. 60. Then the farmer happily donated some of the grains to the Brahmins. He took lots of grains home. He paid the owner the taxes he had promised. Then he lived happily with his family. 61. Guru Siddha said, "O Namadharaka, thus the Guru Charitra is extraordinary and amazing. How can a person who has steadfast devotion in the Supreme Guru ever be miserable? Tell me." The Holy Guru Charitra grants fulfillment of all desires and wishes. Whoever listens to this legend at home shall abandon all natural fickleness and inconstancy of mind. A true servant of the Supreme Guru shall never be miserable. Therefore, Saraswati, the son of Gangadhara, advises all people thus: all of you serve the Supreme Guru without any other thoughts and with profound devotion. Thus ends chapter 48 in the Bhakti Kaanda in the dialogue between Guru Siddha and Namadharaka in the text known as The Legend of Narasimha Saraswati, authored by Gangadhara Saraswati in the Marathi language as Sri Guru Charitra and referred to as Sri Guru Samhita, composed in the Sanskrit language by His Holiness Sri Vasudevananda Saraswati. Om Tat Sat. Mantrahina, Kriyahina, Bhaktihina, Kshamapate. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.